Hi friends, this is Anna with Scrapping, Stamping, and Stuff. Here today, I'm going to show you how to make a really neat fun fold card. This is a double Z fold card. If you haven't made one of these before, they're actually very simple. So we're going to show you how to make a double Z fold card with our new Evergreen Forest embossing folder. This is coming in our holiday catalog, and it is just a beautiful one. There are beautiful samples in the catalog made with this, and I'm picturing myself using this quite a lot. So we're going to use this on it, and also the For Unto Us stamp set. As soon as I saw this, I wanted to get it because it is full of really nice religious greetings for your cards. And I really like to use those for the holiday season, so that's what we're going to use for this greeting right here. So let me show you what we need for this card. We need a piece of 4 1/4 by 11 inch white cardstock, scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. I'll show you how to do that in just a second. We need a piece of 1 inch by 11 inch white cardstock, scored at those same measurements, and a piece of 4 inch by 5 1/4 just jade that we embossed with that embossing folder. So let me show you how to prepare your card base for this. I have my trimmer here. I love the Stampin' Up! Trimmer because you can cut and score with the same tool right here without needing a couple of tools. So first we are going to do our scoring. Then we will cut this in half. This is actually going to prepare 2 of these card bases. So if you only want one, you would want to cut first and then score. But I'll show you how to prepare 2 at once. Saves you a little time. So we're lining it up in 2 3/4. We'll score there. We'll line up at 5 1/2. Score there. Now we are going to flip this, line it up at 4 1/4. And cut. So now I have 2 of those bases scored at the appropriate marks, and I'm not sure if you can see that, but so now if you're just doing one, you could use this piece if you wanted, trim a 1 inch strip off, or if you're going to make a bunch of these, you could score an entire piece and cut them all into 1 inch strips. But this is the card base that we need, and we're going to put it into this embossing folder here in just a second after we crease and burnish this a few times. So we want to fold it, use that bone folder to burnish it and give it a nice good crease. You want to fold this back and forth a couple of times. With these fun folds, they don't always want to lay very flat. So if you fold it back and forth a couple of times and use your bone folder, that should really help. Now we'll do this half fold here. Okay, I'm going to do this one more time. And that lays fairly flat. You could work on it a little bit more if you wanted to. Oh, there we go. So now we need to insert this front flap into the embossing folder so that when we emboss it, the trees are going to pop up. Now, if you want them to be imprinted downwards, that's fine. But to pop them upwards, you want the Stampin' Up! Logo on your embossing folder face up, your card face up, and you are just going to insert this flap right here. I'm putting the score line just inside the outer edge of the embossing folder. Now, you can do this up or down, wherever you like, but I am going to place it pretty close to the top there and run it through and emboss it just like that. After I do this piece, I want to do my Just Jade piece at approximately the same height, but of course the entire piece is going to be inside of that embossing folder. So once you do that, you will have your pieces all prepared. And the one thing I did not do yet is to crease the little strip. The double Z folds are really fun. You can make very similar ones and just change them up in little ways. Like you could make the strip wider if you wanted to. You can change where the folds are on the front of the card, and you could make you can make the fold over here farther, you can make it over here farther. But they're just a fun one to try that's really very easy. So now let's start to assemble this. And I better crease this one. This was my sample that I already had made up, and I did not crease it yet. So we'll do that. After it's embossed, you want to be careful using your bone folder because it will push down that design if you're not careful. Fold, fold, fold. Eventually we'll get this. Okay, I can work on that more afterwards. So I want to put my Just Jade piece on the inside. I am using my Seal Plus adhesive. Anytime you have a piece that's embossed, it's a little bit harder to get it to stick. So I'm going to use my Seal Plus instead of my Seal here. So we'll place that on the inside. Now, I have this piece that down here's my long strip, and then down here I have my two half sections. So the big long piece is going to be on the front, and the rest of this is going to fold around back and underneath like this. So I'm going to lay this out flat here for a second, and I want to stamp my greeting onto it. I really like this one. I liked the long narrow one fit this perfectly. It says, sharing with you the glory, wonder, and miracle of this holy season. So I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to give that a second to dry. I don't want to smudge that ink on this pretty white card. So while I am waiting, I am actually going to get out some of our sequins. These are our adhesive-backed snowflakes. They come with two different sheets. One is a white iridescent and one is, can I say, just more iridescent without the white mixed in. So we're going to use these ones that are just a little bit more iridescent. And I'll bring my sample over here. I thought these added just the right amount of sparkle without too much, because this is obviously, this is a very simple card design. I'm not adding a lot of pieces. I'm not adding designer paper or a lot of embellishments, but we need a little bit of bling, right? Oh, I lost it. Ideally, you would put these on after you're done, but just to save a little time while that ink dried, thought I would do it this way. Okay, now we'll fold this up the way it is going to lay on the front of this card, which is this way. Flip it over, and you want your adhesive to just be on the areas that are visible, and you don't want to get it real close to this crease right here. If you run right over the top of that, it may cause some problems with parts of your card sticking together that shouldn't. So I've got a strip on each section there. I'm going to leave it folded, and I want to lay it on and kind of push it together until those two edges butt up against each other right there in the center. That helps me know I'm in the right spot. I also want to look and make sure my edges line up on the right and the left sides. So when those things are the case, I'm going to press that down, and we have our double Z fold card all done right there. So very neat and simple card made with our winter snow embossing folder and this really neat stamp set. I do want to mention real quick before we go, if you want to, you can emboss your envelope. So let me show you real quick how to do that. So if you unfold it with the flap down and the part that holds the card up, Again, with the Stampin' Up! Logo on the front, open it up, insert that to the desired location to get the trees as high as you want to on there, and then you can run it through, and you have to run it through your machine this way because it will not fit through this way. So you can have a nice coordinated envelope with your neat fun fold card. Hope you enjoyed this today. I hope you will join in again next time. Please visit my blog, scrappingstampingandstuff.com, and get some more inspiration there. And please order your supplies from my online store. Have a great day, everyone.